Hello everyone and welcome to the second Grand Prix of the 2020 VFC season. As you can see it from the beautiful skyline, we are in Interlagos, Sao Paulo at the very beautiful Carlos Pache circuit. Actually one of my favorite tracks because just the flow, just very short and so on. There is a map and all the key points you have to, or key facts, you have to look at it. So full crowd and yeah, I'm really looking forward to bounce back after actually my worst start into a season ever. So yeah, just all the flow, the atmosphere. I simply love this track, and well, there we go, out of the box for the qualifying lap. So let's go.
Und Pascal Polens, bitte.
Yeah, exactly. So 295, 96 and 7th gear top speed, braking at 50 meters for Senaias. Missed a bit the braking point. Short shift into the second, and yeah, just going left, and well, wasn't worth it to use a slipstream. But 7th gear, 294 into turn 4 and 5. Just well, pretty cautious again because it's my one and only lap. Turn 5 and 6, just having a little less boost to keep the rear tires on the track. Yep, accelerating, though a bit of wheel spin too, locking the tire a bit into turn 8, and now just going downhill into turn 9, let the car bounce a bit, and 75 meters into the actually final normal corner, and all the momentum has to be taken because now it's going uphill and towards the start finish straight, taking the shortest line you can ever take, and well, we got a 1:13.1, which puts us in that moment up to P9. Only Poland will catch me, so I'm on 10th. So with smoking engines, we are about to start the race. The lights are out, away we go. A decent start pretty much, but all the smoke made it pretty difficult to have a good view. So I was thinking, let's take the outside line as there's nobody, but Walborn was there, and Rennie Weller and Walborn are getting past me. So actually I'm keeping my position, which is positive for the first moment, but all the smoke makes it really difficult to have a clear view. Now the one Weller and my teammate are taking a little detour, providing me up to P8, which is definitely a good situation to get in, Now just trying to settle in. I know Walborn is definitely quicker, so actually there's no need to push to have a sniff on him. But as I said, just getting in, settling in the race and see what's gonna happen. I mean, 52 more laps to go, so some difficulties on the traction.
Jetzt beginnt der Spaß auf der Gerade.
Yes. This is just what I was about to say, because I'm not even sure, maybe even the slowest guys on the straight, but 7th gear with slipstream just barely about 301 to be exact. So that's poor, considering that we have a very low downforce setup. Just 300 kph in slipstream is really, really poor. But it's okay. I think we complained enough last race, so I started practicing on Monday to bounce back after, I don't want to say it again, but I was working really hard to get it sorted, because right on Monday Pascal sent me a good setup, which definitely gave me a big...
So no further action from the race direction.
Alright. So Pascal's setup definitely gave me a lot of confidence in terms of driving, because it wasn't a good setup. No. Sorry, don't get me wrong. It was a good setup, but the car was still difficult to to handle. It was pretty understeery in the corner, so pretty stubborn in on the front end. So I was working really hard to get it sorted and to, you know, adapting it to my driving style, and of course adapting myself to the car. So doesn't matter what I do. I mean, Pascal built a setup. He had all the pre-season testings, and of course he had 2 weeks time on preparing himself for the Melbourne race, for the season opener, while I was the guy sitting with no computer at home. So doesn't matter what I do, he's 1 or 2 steps in front of me in terms of
full course yellow in 3, 2, 1. Full course
and there you
yellow.
go.
Limiter right now, full course yellow.
So it doesn't matter what I do, he's always 1 or 2 steps in front of me, ahead of me, and yeah, that makes it difficult for me to catch up, you know.
Belastend. Vorne links ist mein Auto blau.
Yeah, he picked up some damage.
Was war in Kurve 3 los? 4?
Ich habe Danny leicht berührt. Er war innen, ich war außen, er ist halt leicht nach außen gekommen. Da haben wir leicht sein rechtes Hinterrad an meinen linken Vorderrad berührt.
Okay. Oh, there's Cavallo.
Ist halt blöd gelaufen.
Okay.
Ja.
Muss jetzt gerade leicht nach rechts lenken.
Well, that's not ideal, but
Und die Rechtskurven sind auch nicht mehr so nice zu fahren.
full course yellow, there's not much going on, so
Aber gut.
let's skip to the end of it.
Full course yellow is ending in 3, 2, 1, go!
And there we go. So full course yellow is over. I tried to heat up the brakes a bit by just using the brakes slightly. The difference is, I think it was a bit more now, but René Weller and Walborn are in an interesting fight, while his brother Danny is behind on P9. So, yep, using the slipstream. Oh, there, he misjudged his braking. He closed the door on me immediately. Too bad there was no chance, or I was even too far away to just, you know, have a sniff on him. Actually, it's just another settling in, trying to find your rhythm and finding your pace, because I know what I can do with this car, with this setup, which I really worked on really hard. And yeah, using the traction now, just engine boost 3, so it's actually the turbo boost. But there you go again. I mean, too far away, just barely getting over 300, while his brother is closing up on me. So actually you can see that the cars in my rear mirror are getting bigger and bigger, while the cars in front of me get smaller and smaller. And this is what Pascal meant, because it doesn't matter what we do, we're just too slow in a straight, despite having a low downforce setup, which actually stinks. So, as I said before, I was crying enough 2 weeks ago, so let's just do the best we can. I mean, I worked hard, so I'm getting more and more understanding, adapting myself more to the car, and I'm able to drive without spinning every 3 laps. So it's definitely a positive thing. And now coming closer to René. So again, engine boost up, but Danny is not far away too. And he's coming closer, covering the inside line, so driving in the middle of the road. For a short second he was ahead, but fortunately I was able to decelerate the car in the right amount to stay on the apex. Now just again, I knew he wants to take the inside line. Now very cautious into turn 4. I didn't want to push him wide because I knew that he's there. Oh, and he's now okay. I'm very sorry, mate, but this corner, the Cida del Lago is not made to overtake, so I gave him some space just in terms of, you know, just to be sure, to avoid any incident. But if he still thinks that he can overtake me into the next corner and just hanging in there, I'm very sorry, but this is my corner, so you better lift off, you know. So he lost some ground on me, but yeah, I lost some ground on his brother, on Rene. So 1.5 seconds in between us, while again he comes closer. So at the end of the day, I knew that sooner or later he's gonna get me, because his pace is quicker than mine, and I'm so vulnerable. I'm so vulnerable on a straight. You can't believe it. So yeah, it's tough, because especially on a track like this, the best overtaking spots are the corners after a long straight. If you're quick in the corners in this infield, nobody cares, because it's the infield. There's no place to overtake. Maybe there, but we saw it on Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon. It doesn't have to be necessarily good, so, you know, you better wait to the straight. And I guess this is what Danny is doing. So I'm driving my ass off at the end of the day. I'm driving my ass off now, using the boost too. Okay. Oh no! And now he's coming. Now he's coming. And then it got me out. Okay. So I tried to be a bit slower to force him to brake, but it backfired a bit, so he definitely got more speed out of the corner, and obviously the high-end speed is higher anyway, so he got me. Kudos to him. Well done, Danny. There's nothing more to say. I mean, this is a good picture of how underperforming our car is actually. For third place in the Constructors' Championship 2019, and this is just shocking. To be honest, I underestimated the gap we had, and I underestimated his top speed. So I think he turned up everything his engine can provide and just use the chance, and that worked out perfectly. Well, he got me napping.
Vorhin auf der Backstraight hat mich Danny Weller überholt. Ich bin jetzt auf 9. Wir sind so langsam auf der Geraden, das ist nicht
Indeed.
zu fassen.
And also he got me napping, and I tried to brake as late as possible, but at the end of the day, the Senna's got me out, and yeah. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. I'm still on P9. I think.
Und weniger Flügel können wir quasi gar nicht mehr fahren.
Yeah, that's true actually. I think on the rear wing we have the lowest setting we can get actually.
Nee, das stimmt. Danke, Merkel.
Just kidding. But yeah, P9 still. I mean, it's definitely better than what was going on in Melbourne at 10 laps mark. Okay.
Mach was du willst.
Pascal is complaining about the performance of the car due to the damage.
Also die fighten hier schon zu seit Runden. Wenn die sich crashen, gewinnen wir drei Plätze.
Yeah, look at that. Oh.
Hier mit Steven und er ist vor mir jetzt.
Und wo ich es gerade gesagt habe, hat Volbon gerade einen kleinen Abflug gemacht.
Yeah, and now I'm ahead of him on P4 actually, because oh, okay. Okay. So I moved up to P4 because some of those 2-stop or maybe even 3-stop guys are pitted. So I moved up to 4th, and well.
Und gerade habe ich einen kleinen Schlag von Volborn bekommen.
So both Wellers were fighting against Volborn. I don't know what happened there, but he took a little detour and, well, did the same like Danny Weller.
Warum man in diese schnelle Doppel rechts unbedingt überholen will. Ich war vor ihm und das war meine Kurve.
Exactly.
Macht er jedes Mal.
So, actually the same situation like with Danny. I mean, maybe he was a bit more closer to me, but you know, this corner is not made for overtaking. And
Du tust mir damit einen Gefallen.
Ja, ich tue mir damit auch einen Gefallen,
I think
weil
he-
ich damit einen FSR schön hinter mir halte.
I think he understeered into me, and that's
Jetzt
why
kämpft er wieder mit dem Clipboard.
we spun away. I mean, it destroyed my tires, so I wasn't really happy with that. I had huge vibrations then
Wobei ich auch
from that
sagen
on,
muss, ich verteidige mich schon wieder sehr hart an der Grenze.
while Pascal is defending as hard as he can against the Top Guns,
Ich bin weiter
actually.
weg von der Grenze, als dass
Nah.
VFC von der Lächerlichkeit weg ist.
Solange nichts
Nee.
kommt.
So, Jonas Wallman, please let Larry pass. Please let Larry pass.
Oh, das ist nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Das verliert
good.
er einmal 2 Sekunden. Da wird er direkt noch von Steven geschluckt.
So,
Ja, wir sind jetzt gerade auf der Geraden.
I'm about to get my
Der
fourth
sieht
place
so
back.
Aus, als ob er vom Gas geht.
I mean, it was. Yes, again, I could have let him more space, but hey, it was. This is not a corner for overtaking. Now he takes the longer line, and there we go. So I'm back to fourth, but I knew that this is not gonna last forever.
Danke.
Yeah, thanks for that, Giannis. I mean, you gotta say that, you know. He could have been an asshole and say no, I'm not gonna let him pass, but he did because he's a fair guy, and because he was ordered to. But at the end, you know, he could obey the order and say no. So, thanks, Giannis. Looking in my mirror, Steven Lexo is right on his tails now, so actually I was hoping that they will tangle up a bit. Now again, cranking up the boost to get 1 or 2 kph more at the straight, which is, yeah, actually 3 kph faster than on boost 2. Wow, amazing. Yeah, so still on P4. Nothing's gonna I think nothing's gonna happen there until I pit. So in lap 21 it was time to pit, so I got no fuel anymore, putting the brake bias to the front again because I knew that I will be heavier again. 1 lap later than I planned due to the full course yellow, which helped me on you know, delaying the first stop by a lap. I just wanted to wait how it's gonna unfold it for the remainder of the race. Rejoining in P16 apparently. Yes, on P16, 1.5 seconds behind Schubert.
Ich bin jetzt 16. hinter Schubert.
And 7 seconds in front of Knežević. And, well, again, trying to find your rhythm as your car is heavier again. And at the same time, waiting for people pit. For those guys who are on 1-stop strategy, because I'm definitely on a 2-stop. For me, it was the quicker option instead of trying to, you know, limp the car and completely, you know, we can only take 85 liters of fuel, and Poland is on a 1-stop strategy, so driving 27 laps, meaning using every drop of fuel you have, and after you pit it, do it all over again on the hard tire. And for me, it was another option. It was, Jonas Wallborn has a disconnect apparently. That's well, that sucks.
Das sah mir nach dem DC aus.
Ja,
Oder hat keinen Bock mehr gehabt, eins von beiden. Der ist Kurve 7, diese Back auf rechts, einfach geradeaus weitergefahren.
To be honest,
Im geradeausfahren hat er verlassen.
I didn't think that it was a rage quit or something like that. I mean, he was not in the lead, but still, he was in a good position to score some points, so...
Immerhin bleiben ihm die Qualen erspart, hier zu fahren. Hat auch positive Seiten.
Ja. Mr. Optimist.
Du wirst ja hier schon voll zum Optimisten.
Ja,
aber hallo, gerade auf Platz 4.
Ja, so.
Wer hätte das vor 10 Runden gedacht?
Paolo is on P4. Still didn't pit yet.
Das war schon klar, dass die Leute stoppen müssen,
Ja.
aber Spaß macht's mir nicht.
And Yannis rejoined the race. Good for him. Yep. Unfortunately, he's on the last place, but hey, anything can happen. In lap 27, as expected, the one-stop guys are in the pits now, so I'm getting back to my original position actually. Now the question is where exactly I'm going to end up. And apparently I'm on P10 in front of Alex Kraft and Poland's, which is for the first moment pretty positive, but there is another stop ahead of me which I have to do, so I wasn't really sure there. Is it a positive thing or maybe not? But well, I was hoping for a safety car or something like that before my first stop. Now the strategy is settled and there is no way out, because even if I put all the 85 liters fuel into the car in lap 21, it will not be enough, because on 85 liters I can do 27 laps. 27 plus 21 are 48, so I'm 5 laps short.
Schlüter Peisler, no further action.
Fantastic, thank you, thanks for that. So even if I crank it up completely to the full, I'm 5 laps short, so doesn't matter what I do, I have to take another pit stop. So at that point it doesn't matter. So I thought, let's stick to my original strategy, put in 75 liters into the car and wait until lap 40, 41, and then decide, thanks for that, Carter, and then decide which tire I should take, because I was thinking if I'm still in a race against somebody and can gain some more positions, maybe I should take the soft tire. Yes, it will be difficult towards the end, because from, I think, 60% downwards they have a very, very huge decline, so they just fall off the cliff. So it will be difficult to sustain the speed, but you know, until lap 8 maybe I can be faster by, I don't know, maybe a second than guys on the prime tire. So it was a gamble, but at the other side, if there is no much more to gain for me, I thought then let's take the prime tire again and finish it off. So I was still undecisive about my final strategy, but I didn't think much about it. I just wanted to keep on going, keep the distance to Schubert as slow as low as possible, well knowing that one of my most one of the guys I'm racing against is Yannick Malaika, so on P7, and if I can get him on, you know, on a track, because I was thinking he's on a 2-stop strategy as well, so if I can overtake him on track, I might gain his position. And thinking about Kraft and Poland's, maybe moving, taking my position, so I might be 11th then, but getting Malaika, I could get back to top 10, and this was pretty much my main target. And who knows, maybe Lexo does a mistake or has to pit again too, or his tires will fall off the cliff as well, and I can pick it up easily on my soft tires. Who knows? So that's why I wasn't really thinking about a strategy. All I wanted is to drive until lap 35, 37, where you can have a more clear picture of the race, how it's unfolding, and what your next action could be. So I was seeing those two guys and thought, well, let's keep the distance to them as short as possible and just see what's gonna happen. Now Malaika is he's pretty struggling. Maybe Patrick Newman wasn't a big help for him too. Now using my entire boost, he tries to take a slipstream, but I knew now this is my chance. Not sure what Patrick Newman was doing, but okay. How hard can it be? So,
So last one
Alright.
for Rennie Weller, ignoring blue flags.
Okay, so this was not perfect. I was thinking it was my line, I was in front of him, so I'm on a racing line.
Travis Carter, the cutest, no further action.
Apparently Malaika didn't think that way, and well, so we tangled up. I mean, he got his position back, just in case if this was unfair. I had to cut the chicane, otherwise yeah, it could have...
Das würdest du mir einen riesen Gefallen tun.
Yeah. So Poland is behind Kraft. This is the car right behind me. So Poland's at this very moment is driving against him. Well, my own target is now the guy in front.
Da ich gerade selber im Kampf mit Yannick war, muss ich jetzt mal eben schauen mit unserer Gurkengeschwindigkeit. Aber ich gebe mein Bestes für dich.
Dankeschön.
Myself also complaining about the low top speed. I mean 297. It just but this is the fight we're just about to enjoy, because you know, looking at how low the gap is right now was a good sign for me, because I know that I'm quicker than this guy in front. So I was, as I said before, I was thinking if you can beat him on track, you will have the upper hand on him, strategy and race wise. So if not really necessary, maybe I wouldn't try it to overtake, but considering that there's another guy behind me who will be past me anyway, because I have to stop in 7 laps. Yeah, I couldn't slow down.
Wann gehst du wieder rein?
Pascal asking for my next pit stop. I guess just to know how much time he's got to get closer to Alex Kraft.
5 bis 6 Runden.
And my answer is 5 to 6 laps. Because I think at this point I was thinking maybe to pit a bit earlier to avoid the on-track action with Malaika, to reduce the risk of an incident, and trying to leapfrog him on my soft tire. But at the other side I was thinking I'm losing 4% per lap at the front end, so
slow car on track, sector 2 actually, slow car on track.
Sector 2 actually.
Sector 2 actually.
Oh shit, okay, I really said it. Okay, but now I'm about to get him. Okay, so he's covering up the inside line completely. Now I'm leaving him enough space. Okay, so it's now... And what the hell is going on?
Das darf doch nicht wahr sein.
Was ist da passiert?
And my engine is off.
Wie der mir vor die Karre gezogen ist.
It's over.
Game over, Motor aus.
Oh, meine Fresse, was war das denn?
It's broken! It's broken!
Das nennt man moving under braking. Und das war noch nicht einmal braking. Der ist mir so vor die Karre gezogen.
Ja.
Ich hoffe es für dich, dann kannst du dich schön nach vorne spülen, weil alle anderen nach vorne kommen.
Full course yellow, okay.
Full course yellow in 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow. Limiter right now. Full course yellow.
Fuck!
Indeed, my friend. Indeed. Let's watch a replay. So there's a slow-mo. I mean, now I'm trying to steer left while he's closing the door on me, even though he should have going right, but yeah, I mean, looking at it afterwards, it's hard to blame him for that. I mean, let's take a look at from this rear perspective. I don't know, it's just kind of sketchy, and from that on, I crash into Alex Kraft for the second time actually, and it's tough, but that's how it is. So I'm stranded here with no front wing, with no rear wing.
Sound resumed.
There, Tim Brandel, I think the current leader, is passing by. So, such a shame, such a bummer. I mean, I worked so hard on the setup and now just, yeah, hello, and nothing happened from that, so really frustrating, really frustrating. I mean, working our asses off, driving our asses off with no top speed and low wings, and still it's not enough, and it's all for nothing. Yeah. Doesn't matter now. On that tone, I would say thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, it's not the finish I was wishing for, but that's how racing is. Afterwards, we discussed about that. We certainly agreed that we disagreed, but at the end of the day, it's what's done. It's done. So if he gets a penalty, I will not be back at the race. So yeah, that's how it is. I mean, we agreed to avoid those situations, and I think that's a bottom line. So hopefully things like this will never happen again between Malaika and myself, or another driver and myself, and we move on. So thanks for watching, and see you then in 2 weeks' time at the next Grand Prix. Stay healthy. Goodbye.